Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to Emnix Plays Path of Exile Breach League Hardcore. I realized that one of the challenges requires you to complete maps doing the one of the challenges requires you to open 10 Parandus coffers. And in order to open Parandus coffers, you need to run the Parandus mod in the map device. The only way to get the Parandus map is to get Xanad up to level
Exile.
6 or 7 or something like that. So for the next couple episodes, we're gonna have to think about doing at least one Xana mission every day. Slay the rogue exile. Okay. Chilled ground, additional exile. So there are 2 exiles we have to kill. Doesn't seem too difficult, but we will be in a bit of a rush. There's a 5-minute timer to do this. So I guess we gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Is that the Sonic opening? I believe it is, right? Anyways. But yeah, so I guess having to do one Xana mission every day is a bit of a problem for us. I guess it doesn't take too much out of our day, but we're really just doing 2 maps a day, right? So with Xana's daily mission taking up one of those maps, doing daily challenges will be a little bit more restrictive. I'm thinking maybe instead of playing, I'll be recording 1 episode a day, or sorry, I'll be releasing 1 episode a day, but maybe I'll record 1 or 2 episodes a day. That way, like I have to play more, basically. Not that I'm forcing myself, but sometimes you just don't have that time. By the way, this this map, Acid Lakes, it's kind of nice. It's like really straightforward. I'm really liking it. I think if I had to shape a map, like this would be the one, right? This is a nice map. Now I heard there were some people who were doing some really cool stuff with sextants. Some guy was like making a crap load of money by running like shaped strands or something like that. So that shows the power of optimizing your atlas. Unfortunately, we're not doing any of that, and I'm actually feeling like I missed out a little. Hopefully next league we'll really think about how to optimize our atlas. It's not something that I really theory crafted, which is why I didn't do it because I just didn't know how to optimize it. I'm sure there are many ways, and depending on the build, there's different ways of optimizing it. But let's just familiarize ourselves with the maps themselves. I still. It might just be, I'm not invested enough into the game, or I just can't remember all of the maps. To be fair, there's a lot of maps out there, right? Like over 100 maps or something, but still, like, at this point, I feel like I've been playing a lot, but I never really got to even level 90. Like, have I ever reached level 90? There are some, like, very basic milestones that I myself have not reached yet, even though I proclaim to play a lot of PoE, which is true. I do play a lot. Maybe not as much as some people, but to me, I consider the fact that just playing an hour a day of PoE over 3 years or whatever, it adds up, right? And yet I still know so little about the game. It's crazy. Okay, we have 1.5 minutes to find the rogue exile. Oh, there he is. Good. I'm not worried anymore. Alright. That's mission complete, and I'm thinking let's just run to the boss and then move on, because we're not getting any bonus objectives from here. So there's really no point, well, no other point to stick around unless we want more map drops. And right now, honestly, we don't need, it sounds weird, we don't need more map drops. what we need is relevant maps, so that we can complete our bonus objectives on the Atlas. So maybe, well, we get good EXP here, of course. There's that. But other than that, maybe we should just get out of here. So let's go find the boss and just be done with it. It's a nice map though. I like this one, Acid Lakes. I'm gonna remember it. It's very straightforward. Much better than the other one, Arid Lakes. I did not enjoy that one. The bird was really strong and super tanky. It's one of those cases where it's like, when a boss is so, like, I feel like that's one of the reasons why once we get into sort of the late game, you know, like tier 10s, tier 11s, we're really gonna have trouble with the bosses, and that's probably when we're just gonna have to give up on the character. Hopefully it won't happen, but just based on how much damage we're doing, I'm seeing builds do upwards of like, you know, 50 to 60k DPS, and even then, you know, they're having trouble killing certain bosses. So we're doing like 5k DPS, you know. So there's gonna come a point where we're gonna hit a limit, but so far, I mean, I'm enjoying things, I suppose. I need to place these siege ballistas in a way so that they can hit everybody. And maybe if I can keep him stunned, that would be good too. Like this guy, I think this is the boss right here. That's the real version. So if I can just keep him stunned so he can't mirror arrow out of here. Oh no, okay, here we go. I think we got him. Nice. A tier 7 map too. That's great. Alright, you know what? That Xana mission was actually pretty worth it. We got a tier 7 map out of it. I'm pretty happy about that.
You want something?
Let's just sell all of this stuff. Nothing too crazy. What about the ring? Yeah. I'll keep it, I suppose. It's a rarity ring. Maybe one day in standard I'll make a magic find character. I don't know why I keep gear, to be honest. I was talking about it last episode where I'm like, you know, what's the point of keeping gear if you're never going to use it? Might as well sell it. That way, you know, at least you get some money. And I still go by that statement, and yet I break that rule for myself sometimes by keeping, you know, like the really good stuff. Or not, sorry, not good stuff. By keeping some stuff. I'm like, maybe I'll use it one day. Unless I know what my next build is, I really don't know what I'm gonna use next, right?
Need a map?
So sometimes it just goes into what I call like the standard oblivion. It goes down to standard league and I never use it ever again, you know? What's the point? Might as well try and sell it. Anyways, it's one of those things, like I'm a bit of a hoarder. It explains why I have so many stash tabs, right? Oh, our race rewards are here. I wonder if I can make a build out of any of these things. I don't think so. Oh well. Okay, I have some maps. Some tier 3 maps that I can run. I think I wanted to do the marsh. I don't think it's been done yet. Oh, it has. What haven't I done? Sewer? Haven't done the sewer yet. Okay, that's good to know.
Blue tendrils entangle
Fuck!
and change. All that remains is gold.
I didn't realize I had that prophecy. Oh, god damn it. Okay, whatever. I guess this is what we're running. Monster variety, elemental equilibrium, and basically turbo. Damn it! So, if you were wondering why I was upset, I just used one of my prophecies, which states that once I use a transmute on an item, instead of a transmute or instead of a blue item, it becomes a yellow item. So it's basically using a transmute, you get an Alcorp instead. Ancestral War Chief. And in order to properly use it, you probably want to use it on like a, you know, like a higher tier map instead. But instead, I used it on my tier 3. Whatever. It's like wasting an Alk. I guess I don't mind too much. There, we got an Alk back. There. I guess I'm not too upset.
So there you are.
Alright. Let's get out there again. Oh. There aren't damage mods here, right? For a second I thought I took a bit of damage. Okay. So, I guess this does nothing for a challenge, but at the very least we get some bonus objectives. Really, there aren't that many challenges left where you can just easily do it in one go, you know? Like Veil bosses, that's one of those things where you have to specifically go for those. So I can't, there are a lot of challenges where I can't do them while mapping. Warbands is an option, however Warbands isn't that worth it for tier 3 maps. Like, who cares if you're gonna get more quantity on a tier 3, you know? It might be different if you're doing tier 8s, tier 10s or something like that. Red maps, where you really want, you know, more maps to drop so you can keep up a red map, like a red map pool. But for these white maps, like, it really doesn't matter. You can buy more, like, they're so cheap anyways. So, it's no big deal. So that's what I mean by, like, you can't do challenges straight away. The only ones you can really do are twin maps, right? Like, we need to do twin maps for tier 4s, I believe. And then un-ID'd maps for tier 3. Oh, un-ID'd maps for tier 3. So we gotta do those. I haven't found an un-ID'd tier 3 yet. Speaking of, I should probably check what Xana is selling after this map. But yeah, and the rest, I think you just have to specifically target challenges now. Like, you know, we gotta eventually do Perandus. Like, Perandus, I don't mind running it for low tier maps, but I don't want to do that for warbands. Even Perandus though, Perandus is gonna be expensive. So we need to make back that cost, you know? Either that or we gotta get into trading, but I'm not particular about that one. Okay, well, we're breezing through pretty easily, obviously, since this is a tier 3 map. I mean, we're level 81, this area is level 70, right? Although, to be fair, as time goes on, the level differences don't matter too much anymore. Like, a level 70 map can still kick your ass if it has enough damage mods. You know, starting from level 80 something onwards, each passive point isn't that much of a boost anymore. So, I mean, really, what we have now is basically what we have in the end game, plus, you know, a couple hundred DPS or a couple thousand, right? Unless, of course, we get like big, you know, gear upgrades. There's still a lot of room for good gear. That much is true. Oh, is that the boss? I do believe it is.
My mana is gone.
Uh-oh. Okay, we're good. We're good. So is that another bonus objective? Yes, the sewer is now done. Excellent. So now we're at 19. So our target of 20 is going to be easily reached, I think. I mean, if we can just do one... What did I say? 2 a day? For the next 2 months? 2 a day for the next 2 months. We'll be at like 80. That's not too bad. Hopefully that's enough. I don't know. I mean, we might die before then. And once we do, you know, people are going to ask me, what are you going to do once you die? And I know this might be a surprise to you, but we're going to make a new character. Whoa. Whoa. Nobody thought of that. But even if we make a new character, like, I think once we die, like, the challenge dream is over, right? Like, we gotta make it back into maps. Although I would rush it, and we have a lot of leveling gear, so I guess there's that. I mean, even now, I'm kind of rushing. And I don't think we'll take as long to get back to maps as we did before. You know, we not only do we have leveling gear, but typically when on my first like set of videos, or at the beginning of every new league, I try to go in as much detail as I know how, as to how to play the game, how to level, you know, try to do as many of the missions as possible, just so that new players who are watching the series kind of get what's going on. But if I die and I have to make a new character, I'm not going to go through all of that, right? Like, you can just watch the beginning of the Breach League video series. What was I... I'm getting crit chance, but I don't know how good it'll be. We're going to be sitting at like 20% crit. Is that good enough? The answer is probably no. I don't know. Let's do it anyways. Whatever. This isn't a crit build by any stretch of the imagination. But having some good crit chance might, you know, every now and then give us a stun, which would be kind of nice. Even like a semi-crit build would be okay, actually, now that I think about it. And by that I mean, you know, maybe you crit one every 3 times. That's actually okay. So maybe we should aim for that, something like a 30% crit chance.
I cannot do this yet.
Okay, gotta be careful. Where's all the stuff? Over here? Oh, I see a class 10. And that's it. Oh, this is a Triula breach. Holy crap. Didn't even realize. Sadly, we didn't get that many splinters out of it. That's a little unfortunate. Let's go back and sell some stuff. Kind of interested with the Harbinger bow. Steel circlet. Yeah, it's bad.
Good luck with your map.
Sadly. Oh. And this belt is pretty bad too. We have a lot of belts, a lot of rings. We just need amulets, man. 4 Chayula pieces. I mean, I bet it's worth something too. Like the Chayula fragments must be worth like a decent amount, I'm sure. Because they're so rare, man. Unless you run a lot of maps. I guess if you run enough maps, eventually they lose value. Maybe? A lot of people use like the Chayula pieces. That's actually the really cool thing about Path of Exile. And it's one thing like people know about, but they don't really think about. Which is, you don't have like... Inflation isn't as crazy in Path of Exile as it is in other games. Like, new things get introduced in the game, and typically what happens is you get like overinflation, right? Like if there's new like gold, right? In like Diablo or something, like gold gets inflated pretty heavily, I suspect. No, I shouldn't say that. I don't know how the new Diablo works, but in the past, when you can actually trade in Diablo, inflation was like pretty easy. You know, eventually gold becomes just worth less and less, and in part it had to do with the fact that there was pay to win. Like you could buy gold with money, and there were all these spotters and stuff. But in Path of Exile, like even with like, you know, these splinters, I was just thinking like, oh, like these things are gonna inflate. They're gonna be worth less and less all like over time because more and more people are gonna be running them. But I suppose that's not necessarily the case because they could get consumed, right? Every 100 splinters turns into a breach stone, and people run those all the time. So it's kind of cool how like these money sinks. I mean, money sinks, like currency sinks, exist in all games. Academy, have we done an academy? We haven't. Currency sinks exists everywhere. However, I just really like the way it's done in Path of Exile. I think it's very unique. In the sense that, you know, the currency is your money, or is your crafting. So if you want to do any sort of crafting, you got to spend your currency. It's kind of cool. All right. Enough gushing about this game. Let's figure out what maps we should run. We've run all of our tier 3s, it seems. Do I have a graveyard map? I kind of want to run a graveyard. Yeah, I have a blue graveyard. Cannot be taunted. That's fine. That's actually good. I prefer them. Yeah. Okay. I prefer it so that monsters don't get taunted. That means I can freely use Enduring Cry and they won't attack me. They'll probably like target my totems or something.
Unknown legacies.
Okay. That's kind of cool. Like, look, I'll taunt them. I can keep up my endurance charges this way. Whoa. I'm like, our siege ballistas actually, like, they go pretty far. Stuff off screen was, like, getting hit. Okay. These guys are pretty tanky. And it's been a while since I've started having like mana problems. Like, what's going on? What's going on here? I guess the taunts cost a lot of mana. And obviously Frenzy costs a lot. Okay. I mean, we're going pretty quick. It's 24 minutes. We're on our, I guess, our third map. We didn't fully complete the Xana map, but we fully cleared out that previous map just now. I didn't mean to fully clear it out, actually. I kind of just sort of got into a groove, fell asleep. The next thing I knew, there were no more monsters left. All right. I was watching Netflix recently, you know, just to watch some TV. Whenever I'm bored, you know, or I'm you know, eating dinner, I put on some Netflix, watch some stuff. Sometimes watch some YouTube streams or YouTube videos while I'm eating. And I was watching Family Guy. And while I was watching, I was like, man, I really wish some of those older cartoon, like, comedy shows were on Netflix. Like, I really wanted to watch The Simpsons on Netflix, but they didn't have it. I mean, it's a classic, you know? Like, compared to The Simpsons, I never really found any show that was real comparable, I would say. And people keep saying, you know, like, well, watch shows like BoJack Horseman, you know, you should watch I don't know, like Adventure Time, like Family Guy, American Dad, like all those shows, they were never the same, you know, after watching The Simpsons. I wish they were on Netflix. What happened to those good old shows? I need recommendations, guys. I need show recommendations. What's good out there? And it doesn't have to be on Netflix. I need stuff to watch, man. Katarina, look. Katarina, I like you and all. But just earlier today, I leveled Haku to level 7, which means that I have a full hideout at this point. And I am not interested in doing any more master missions unless your name is Zana, Varici, or Elrion. Actually, even Elrion and Varici missions, I'm not too interested in doing unless they're daily missions, because I want to buy those, you know, fusings and jeweler orbs. So I'm gonna stop doing master missions because I'm pretty darn tired of them. Like, they're pretty refreshing at the beginning of the league, and you kind of need it, right? Kind of need to do it. Because if you don't do it, you don't get the nice master upgrades, which you will need in the mid-game, you know. You can't do any multi-modding. Actually, if I want a multi-mod, I kind of should consider... Oh no, Katarina isn't multi-mod, is she? She does something else. Elrion is the multi-modder. So yeah, let's try to get Elrion to level 8. Not that it's gonna happen. I don't think I've ever gotten Elrion to 8. Even in standard, I think he's 7. Okay. Are there any hands around? I don't see any at all. I'd like some, you know. Oh. Speak of the devil. Oh. Oh no! I couldn't click it. Damn it.
I cannot carry this.
I missed my opportunity.
Need a map?
Those splinters are important, man. You gotta do those breach floors eventually for those challenges.
Stay inquisitive.
What's done is done. We're starting to get a healthy number of jewelers and fusings to the point where we can maybe consider trying to 6-link our Lionized Glare again. Not sure how possible that is, but I mean, if we throw like 20 or 30 fusings every day, I'm sure we'll get there eventually, right? Man, the graveyard map is actually kind of big, I must say. Okay, well, I don't know how many more monsters are left, but I don't want to wait to find out. So let's just do the boss. There's 21, 20 monsters remaining on the map. There's probably like 10 in the boss zone. Oh, is it a different boss? Who's this boss? I never faced them before. Oh, I must have, like, previously, but I only vaguely remember this guy. It's kind of cool, though. What's this do? Defeat vulnerability. Easiest fight of my life, though. Okay, well, 19 monsters remaining. Do I go out and look for the rest? I think the answer is no. I'll try and look for a couple. If I don't find them, I don't find them. Oh, whatever. Map complete. We are at 20 bonus objectives
How are
completed.
your maps, Exile?
We're now on tier 4s. All of our tier 3s are done. So you know, the progression is there. You know, like maybe 1/3, 1/4 of the atlas has been revealed. Still 3/4 more to go, but we're getting there. Yeah, that's the end of this episode. We're at the 30-minute mark. That's good. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, you can leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more updates in the future. Otherwise, keep in touch, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Soon.